Hey guys, what's going on? This is Travis P11. I want to welcome you back to the channel. And today we're going to be testing two different 300 blackout AR-15 pistols or AR pattern pistols at the firing range. We're going to be testing a 10.5 inch and 7.5 inch 300 blackout uppers, both from Bear Creek Arsenal, to see what kind of velocity or energy gains or losses you can expect between shooting two different barrel lengths firing the exact same ammunition. Ammunition for this test is going to consist of some 125 grain Supersonic Sig Sauer Elite Performance ammo, and also some 220 grain subsonic elite performance ammo, also from Sig Sauer, both of them in 300 blackout. We'll be measuring with just a simple Caldwell chronograph. I'll just be hollering out the velocities. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and run that through a formula, see what kind of energy gain or loss you get between the two different barrel lengths, if there's any at all, and kind of make a call on which one you should go with if you're going to go that route. Lowers on these are just Palmetto State Armory, and we're going to be using the same lower on both of them. And let's go hit the range. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to refer to the 7.5 inch upper as an 8.5 inch upper. I apologize for that. I was confused when I was out at the range. I forgot. It's actually a 7.5 inch upper. Okay. All right. Let's go to the range. Okay, apologies for the wind noise, but we're going to get started. We're going to start off with Supersonic. Let's see, 125 grain. Factory gets 2,200 feet per second, 8.5 inch barrel. Let's see what we do on a 3-shot group. $1948, 2008, 1996. All right, let's switch on over to subsonic. The subsonic is 1,000 feet per second according to SIG, 220 grain. $990, 1,013, 972. All right. Let's switch over to the 10.5 inch upper. All right, 10.5 inch upper. Again, we're going to start off with the Supersonic 125 grain. Factory load is 2,200 feet per second. 10.5 inch upper. Here we go. $21.36. 2105, 2113, not bad. All right, let's switch over to the subsonic, 220 grain. Factory load is 1,000 feet per second and 488 foot-pounds of energy. Forgot to mention it before, in the 125 grain supersonic, it's 1,343 foot-pounds of energy. And here we go, subsonic. 1049, 1060, and 1031. All right, we're all clear. Okay, so something I do want to mention is I did email Sig Sauer about a week ago asking them what barrel length they use when they test their elite performance ammunition in 300 blackout. I have not heard back from them yet, so I don't know if they use a 16 inch upper or a 20 inch upper. I mean, you kind of get to a point with 300 blackout where you're not really going to get much of a velocity gain just because there's already 100% powder burn by the time the projectiles left the barrel. But anyway, here's what we come up with. If we just average the 3-shot group that we did from each ammo, right? On the 7.5 inch upper, we had an average of 991 feet per second and 480 foot-pounds of energy on the subsonic ammo. On the supersonic ammo, 7.5 inch upper, we had an average of 1,984 feet per second and 1,093 foot-pounds of energy. Okay, that was supersonic. Now on the 10.5 inch upper with the subsonic ammunition, we had an average of 1,046 feet per second for the velocity and 535 foot-pounds of energy for the 10.5 inch upper. And then for that was the subsonic ammo. For the supersonic ammunition, we had a 3-shot average of 2,118 feet per second velocity and 1,245 foot-pounds of energy, again as an average supersonic 10.5 inch upper. And again, that's just the average of the 3 shots. And I kind of burned through the whole whole box and did an average of all 20 rounds, it may have made a difference, it may not, but there wasn't much of a spread between the velocities of the 3-shot groups anyway, whether we were going 7.5 inch or 10.5 inch. Now, when it's all said and done, what does this mean? Well, if you go with the 10.5 inch upper, instead of a 7.5 inch upper, you're gonna be gaining 55 feet per second on subsonic with a gain of 65 foot-pounds of energy using the subsonic ammo. And if you're going with the supersonic ammunition, 10.5 inch upper versus 7.5 inch upper, you're going to gain 134 feet per second of velocity and 152 foot-pounds of energy. And I think that's pretty significant. So using supersonic, you're gonna have almost a 20-25% energy gain versus not. Versus going with the 7.5 inch upper. So it's one of those things where you get to decide if you want something that's a little more compact, a little bit easier to maneuver, you know, say for a truck gun, or you just want something for close quarters, right? Versus going with a longer upper that's going to be a little bit bulkier, a little bit heavier, a little bit more difficult to maneuver. Now, a lot of that can be mitigated by simply using a better ammunition or hotter load through the shorter barrel. You might be able to come up with something. And then also understand that this is not, we didn't test these with any kind of a suppressor, so that could have an effect on the velocity, could increase or decrease also. It's hard telling. So until we get a suppressor, we won't know. So in the end, the decision's pretty much up to you, but you can see that you have a little bit of a pretty good gain there if you go from a 7.5 inch to a 10.5 inch upper. And I noticed that Bear Creek Arsenal also offers an 8.5 inch upper too, which might be the best way to kind of split the difference between the two. So if I've ever referred to that upper in any of my videos as an 8.5 inch 300 blackout upper, it's not. It's a 7.5 inch, and any link I've ever had would take you right back to the 7.5 inch upper. All right, there we go. So hopefully we got this all figured out. Very cool, very fun test. I'll be taking the Caldwell Chronograph with me to all the testing that we do in the future. We'll measure some velocity off all the firearms that we test with the ammo, see how it compares up with the box. So as you can see, in a few regards, it did perform better than the box specs, but then there's times where we didn't quite reach the performance level that Sig had listed on the box. I've also had people tell me that Sig Sauer ammo tends to be loaded. They get a wide variance in the results of it when they chronograph it themselves. So, you know, if we're not talking like a match grade ammo, it's hard telling. There might be a little bit of fluctuation anyway. So otherwise, that's it, guys. I want to thank you for watching today. Thanks for checking out the video. My apologies on the mistake there when I was out there at the range, but we've got it all figured out. The formula that I used didn't rely on barrel length anyway. It was just mass and velocity to tell you energy, and that's how we came up with it. But anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I want you guys to have fun, be safe, and as you know, we will talk to you soon. Make sure you like and subscribe. All right, take care. Bye-bye.